Fortnite Season 3 has been officially revealed, and it looks insane. With content dropping faster than ever, the latest update makes it clear that the game is changing forever. Let's kick things off with the massive Disney mode. When it was teased, it had a 2026 release window, and considering all the Disney collabs flooding the shop, it's looking like a lock for this year. Tied to that are two projects codenamed Bulldog and Husky. If you're missing the old ballistic mode, don't sweat it. Epic is working on a spiritual successor codenamed Baby CG, which looks like another first-person shooter experience. If you've been mourning the Delulu mode they vaulted a while back, rumor has it a hyped-up version called Wicked Smoke is in the works. For the LEGO fans, there are two modes brewing: Rivalry, which revolves around mechs, and Curio Box, which is a total wildcard right now. Reload is getting some love too with a project called Match Mist, which could be a brand new mode, or a fresh map. Honestly, if we don't get a new island this month, it's basically 100% guaranteed for next month. We all know the last official mode added was Marvel themed, but I honestly think Marvel is going to absolutely dominate 2026. Ultron has already been leaked as an upcoming skin, but with all the new Marvel drops we've seen so far this year, I feel like they're just warming up for a massive finale in December. Whether it's a mini-season or a live event, it's obvious they're gearing up for a huge marketing push for the upcoming Doomsday movie. And as a Marvel fan, I am totally here for it. What I'm not here for though is the fact that Deadpool's Bye 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 emote is probably never coming back. The choreographer who made the dance slapped Sony with a copyright lawsuit. And since Fortnite is caught in the crossfire, that emote is likely blacklisted from the shop forever. Let's continue with Arena mode. This mode is purely for the sweats. It's full-on competitive. You won't even have the option to back out of ranked play. And yeah, it's a builds mode. But check this out. Even though it's heavily focused on the competitive scene, leakers found out that Elite Zadi will have voice lines name-dropping classic characters like Dr. Sloan. You can tell from the promo art alone that this mode is packed with lore, showing the Elite squaring off against the Oathbound. That whole squad is directly tied to Gino, who is basically the big bad Thanos-level villain of Fortnite that we haven't even officially seen yet. Beyond the hidden storyline and the main point of just grinding to get cracked at the game, this mode is going to dish out XP through quests and hook us up with two free rewards. First is this spray, which is pretty mid to be honest. The second is a back bling shield that looks like the blueprint you pull out to build. To cop the shield, you'll have to grind out 300 rounds, and the spray unlocks at 125. Speaking of comp, we already knew Ranked 2 was coming, but totally out of left field. It looks like it's getting its own battle pass. The catch is, it really looks like instead of just leveling up with XP like usual, we might have to actually rank up to unlock the rewards. They're even adding brand new divisions for Elite and Champion ranks to spread out the player base into more distinct leagues, kind of like how standard sports brackets work. Both the new divisions and this battle pass are slated to drop sometime in 2026, though we're still in the dark on the exact date. It's a safe bet that this new pass will be bundled into the Fortnite Crew subscription. They already throw in the Rocket League pass, which is a totally different game, so it'd be wild if they left this one out. A lot of people are sweating that Epic might hike the price of Crew since they're adding more stuff, but I seriously doubt it. I think they're tossing this pass in because they probably had a massive wave of unsubscribes after the last V-Bucks price hike. Speaking of which, starting June 6th, Fortnite Crew is getting nerfed to 800 V-Bucks a month instead of the usual 1,000 we've been getting. Since getting cosmetics in Fortnite feels like it's getting more expensive by the minute, we really need to jump on any free loot we can get. The next freebie is looking absolutely top tier. It's this core skin. There are two ways to get it. The easiest route is probably grinding the Blitz Mobile Cup. It's a solo zero build tourney, and while the mode is completely chaotic, it's going to be way more forgiving for casuals. If you're actually cracked at the game, you're better off running the other cup, which is standard battle royale with builds in duos. By the way, this skin promo is totally separate from those recent rivalry cups we've had, like last week's Phineas and Ferb collab. Word on the street is we're getting Buzz Lightyear and Zurg this week. Aside from winning them in the tournaments, they'll definitely hit the item shop this weekend, dropping right alongside the Woody skin. We also know there's an encrypted car chilling in the game files right now, and the latest scoop is that an alien mascot is dropping soon. While we'll probably see all this in the shop over the weekend, leakers will likely decrypt them by Wednesday or Thursday, since Epic usually does that to hype up in-game cups. Like I said earlier, all this content is just for this week, without a proper update. The actual next patch drops on Thursday, April 16th. As always, that update will bring fresh collabs, new skins, and Act 2, which introduces new weapons. The Foundation-related stuff will definitely involve jewels, so this leaked pistol is probably one of the new items hitting the loot pool. On top of that, an Ice King-themed weapon is coming. What's crazy isn't just the gun itself, but the color scheme screams the last reality. It perfectly matches one of the characters from recent Fortnite surveys, so it's practically guaranteed that whenever the gun drops, the skin is coming with it. The biggest hype for the next patch is the new festival headliner, even though their identity is still a total mystery. We're also getting part 2 of the LEGO Pass with a dope Ninjago crossover. While Season 3 is 7 weeks away, the people who live in the game files like they pay rent there are already staring past the horizon into summer 2026. And that's where the darkest, and honestly most hype theory, starts making the rounds. Fortnite isn't just flirting with symbiotes again, it's potentially lining up a full-on symbiote invasion. Not a Venom shows up for a weekend and leaves you emotionally unstable kind of cameo. More like, the island gets swallowed by black goo, your favorite POI starts breathing, and everyone suddenly looks like they got possessed by a wet trash bag with attitude. The big swing here is a season inspired by Marvel's King in Black storyline, where the symbiotes aren't just random monsters, they're an army with a god behind them. That god is Null, the creator of the symbiotes, and Marvel is actively pushing him back into the spotlight, including a new Null first comic issue, and talk of a larger symbiote epic tied to 2026. So if Epic is looking for the next, how do we raise the stakes after everything we've already done? Null is the kind of villain you use when you want the skybox to feel like a funeral. Because here's the thing, Fortnite has already done Big Bad wants the island. Null doesn't want the island. Null wants the light switch for reality, which could be the 0 point once we rebuild it during the next seasons. The vibe isn't conquest, it's blackout. The theory goes that a season start could literally flip the world from bright Hollywood vibes into ashes, and suddenly you're playing Fortnite in what feels like the inside of a goth lava lamp. Map-wise, this is where it gets fun in a terrifying way. Chapter 7's early seasons are pushing that sunny West Coast, movie set flavor, but a symbiote season would be the hard cut. Palm trees 1 minute, living tar the next. Think a spreading infection mechanic like past map takeovers, except instead of clean sci-fi chrome, it's alive. It crawls, it reacts. It feels like the island got hugged by a nightmare and never recovered. Whole locations could get venomized. And if Epic really wants to cook, they'd bring back iconic Marvel-style spots in corrupted forms. Gameplay would basically turn into controlled chaos. Symbiotes in Fortnite usually mean 2 things: aggression and mobility. If the classic Venom or Carnage-style mythics return in an upgraded form, you already know every fight becomes a highlight reel. Add the idea of Gnull's Necrosword, especially if Epic gives it lifesteal-style healing. And yeah, the money angle is obvious too. Epic and Disney aren't just casually dating, they're in a committed relationship with matching rings. Disney investment in Epic tied to building a bigger Disney-connected universe, which basically translates to, we're going to see a lot more Marvel, and it's going to be loud. So a Venomized Everything Battle Pass practically prints V-Bucks. You'd have your major Marvel names, plus Fortnite originals getting corrupted variants that would absolutely destroy collectors' self-control. Lore-wise, it actually fits better than people think. Chapter 7 is already playing with reality hopping and cinematic worlds, and the cleanest way to introduce true horror is to have the heroes open the wrong door on purpose. Now let me add the part that has to happen if symbiotes really pull up. The Spider Squad needs to assemble, because who's supposed to stand up to symbiotes? We already have Spider-Man skins in Fortnite, including the No Way Home version, so the door is already wide open. And if Epic is going full blockbuster mode, this is exactly when you bring in the everybody screamed in the theater lineup. Right now, there's no official Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield Spider-Man skin in the game, but the rumors never stop, and those two are still among the most wanted collabs for people who grew up on Raimi memes and Garfield's energy. If symbiotes become the main event, adding more Spider-Men isn't just fan service, it's thematic. Somebody has to swing in and remind the island that black goo doesn't automatically win just because it looks cool. And the timing would be chef's kiss, because Marvel is already building toward its next massive crossover moment. Avengers: Doomsday is currently set for December 18th, 2026, which puts summer 2026 right in that pre-hype marketing hurricane zone. If Epic wanted a summer season that feels like a summer movie, King in Black energy plus Spider-Verse reinforcement, Marvel's wider buildup would be the most natural alignment in years. Like, it's so convenient it almost feels suspicious in a good way. So yeah, none of this is confirmed for now, and Epic could still decide to give us a chill beach season with surfboards and vibes, but if the leaks theory machine is even half right, summer 2026 wouldn't be just another Marvel season. It would be Fortnite going full IMAX. There is also a massive rumor swirling around about The Boys finally making its way into Fortnite. Since the final season of the show is about to premiere, it would be the perfect corporate synergy move for Epic. Even though it hasn't been officially leaked by the big data miners yet, the community is practically begging for it, and it fits the rivalry theme of this season perfectly. Moving forward to the April 16th update, things start moving at a breakneck pace. This patch is so big, it's basically covering 2 weeks worth of content in one go. We already have leaks confirming that Showdown Act 2 will be the centerpiece here. Each team is getting 3 brand new weapons or unique mechanics to play with. One of the most anticipated additions is Jules' new heavy pistol, which is essentially a hand cannon on steroids. We've known about this gun since the season started, but it's finally time for it to hit the live servers. There's also a new rematch mechanic coming that lets you jump right back into a game with the people from your previous lobby. Honestly, I have mixed feelings about this one. If the queue takes more than 2 or 3 minutes to find everyone, most people are just going to back out and find a fresh game. Nobody has the patience to sit in a lobby for 5 minutes just to get revenge on the sweat who 200 pumped them in the last match. While the Battle Royale fans are eating good, the other modes aren't being left in the dust either. We're getting a brand new season of Fortnite Festival, which means a new featured artist, a fresh battle pass, and a totally revamped stage. LEGO Fortnite is also getting a Season 2 refresh, specifically focusing on the second part of the Ninjago collaboration, which should be a huge hit for the brick builders out there. There's even a wild rumor about the Reload mode getting a new map. Some people noticed that the Simpsons Island was recently updated in the game files for no apparent reason, leading many to believe that Springfield might actually be the next destination for the Reload. If that's true, the nostalgia factor is going to be through the roof. Perhaps the biggest win of the entire month is happening on April 16th. Save the World is finally going free to play. And they aren't just doing it for the current platforms, they're actually launching it on the Nintendo Switch 2 as well. This is a massive legacy move from Epic. If you head over to the official site and register before the 16th, you can unlock a free spray, a banner, and even a new hero if they hit the 1 million registration milestone. Beyond that, we're looking at a brand new 6v6 first-person mode. It's supposed to be a tactical hero shooter style experience with different classes and even a sword that can block incoming fire. It sounds like Epic's version of Overwatch or Valorant, and I'm here for it. They're also adding a karaoke mode, which makes sense since they're retiring some of the older battle stage modes to make room for these evolved versions of the game. It's sad to see Rocket Racing go, but it looks like they're just preparing to fold the entire Rocket League experience directly into the Fortnite launcher by October. As we slide into May, the focus shifts to Act 3 of the Showdown, and, of course, Star Wars. Starting April 30th, the Star Wars Creative Islands go live, allowing creators to go nuts with force powers and lightsabers. We're almost certainly getting a new Mandalorian collab to celebrate the upcoming movie, and you can bet your V-Bucks that Grogu is coming back as a sidekick. Then on May 14th, we hit the home stretch with the final update of the season, the Epilogue. This isn't just a normal act, it's going to feature one massive world-altering mechanic. People are speculating about a Doctor Doom transformation, or a Godzilla-style big boy mechanic where you become a literal giant on the map. My personal theory, they're bringing back a buffed version of the Infinity Blade that's even more cracked than the one from the OG. The season will likely conclude with a massive live event. While Epic hasn't officially confirmed the timing, the leaks are pointing toward a spectacle that matches the high-stakes theme we've been playing through. Once that's over, it'll be time to say goodbye to Season 2 and dive headfirst into the teasers and trailers for Season 3. We're still about 1.5 months away from that, so don't get ahead of yourselves. There is still a mountain of loot to find, and plenty of rewards to claim before the clock runs out. Let's get back to the current events happening on the island right now. Because we just got some insane reveals from Zadie, she basically dropped a massive info dump on us. It turns out Zadie is the one leading the elite unit, pulling together the best fighters from across every reality. But here's the kicker, she's actually the former head of security for the Imagined Order. She went to WOL and has been on the run ever since the IO got crushed during the Collide event. Now Zadie is potentially under someone else's orders, scouting and training these elite soldiers, which includes Dago, Lexa, and they're clearly going to play a massive role in the future Fortnite storyline. What's really interesting is that the elite aesthetics are covered in Geno references. We're talking the black and gold color palette, the Oathbound logo showing up in box fight mode, the new Lexa skin, and so on. We'll have to see how this all plays out, but things are definitely getting interesting. The second season's storyline is all about the Dark Voyager saga. That's what the folks at Epic are calling the whole Chapter 7, which means Cubehead is sticking around till at least September. To finally shut him down, Jones and Hope are getting the 7 back together again. The Order, the Visitor, and the Foundation are already on the island. Right now, they're hunting for the Origin, the Scientist, and the Paradigm. It looks like this whole season is going to be focused on 2 major things: getting the 0 Point back in action, and rounding up the 7. There's one big ice-cold wildcard though, and that's the Ice King, who's going to be throwing serious wrenches in the works. Data miners have already dropped the scoop that we're getting a full-blown, huge event at the end of the season, which is June 5th. The fact that the season wraps up on a Friday, when we usually get a seriously massive event, is another major hint. Plus, there are a ton of clues pointing to an absolute cinematic blowout. I could totally break down all those story bits, so smash that like button if you're down for it. Now, if you head back into the snowy biome, just west of the castle, you can find the Dark Voyager's favorite build kit, a 0 Point shard. There are 3 of these shards scattered across the island. One at the Ice King's castle, one in Squibbly Shores, and one in the Grove by New Sanctuary. Each one messes with reality, giving you different effects. In the winter biome, it freezes your feet. At the shores, it lowers gravity. And in the Grove, it gives you 0 Point dash charges. And of course, you can use any of these shards as a rift. By the way, there's a cool Easter egg right near that shard. Ever played curling? If not, now you can do it right in Fortnite. Though for some reason they've got cones instead of stones here. If anyone knows what the deal is with that, enlighten me. So, the goal is to land that cone right in the bullseye, and you'll get a whole mess of loot for it. So, is it worth the grind for that not-so-great loot? Personally, I doubt it. But if the storm isn't breathing down your neck, it's a cool one-time thing to try. The Ice King's snowstorms also hit Latte Landing, where the locals are now bundling up big time. The lake, which used to be a literal drain for gallons of coffee, has frozen over, so the people there have a new jam: ice fishing. Honestly, I like the spot way better this way. Meanwhile, at Sauce Studio, digging has suddenly started, and what the excavators uncovered there totally freaked me out. Who would have thought there was a massive hidden flying saucer under the island all this whole time?